everyone, today we're going to be looking at the shot put. It's an Olympic sport and it's a throwing event, and we'll be doing it at our athletics carnival in the next few weeks. Firstly, we will go over the rules of shot put and what we classify as a foul. Then we'll look at the progressions so that we can all ace the upcoming athletics carnival. Finally, we will look at techniques that other athletes use during competitions.
The following are the rules of shot put. 1. The shot must be placed close to the neck and resting on the shoulder, while keeping it in that position for the entire time until it is released. 2. The shot must be released above the height of the shoulder with one hand. 3. The athlete is permitted to touch the inside surface of the stop board. 4. The shot is required to land within the legal sector. 5. The competitor must exit the circle from the back.
Fouls occur when, number 1, a player allows the shot to drop below the shoulder, or when the shot does not remain on the neck, resulting in a throwing action. Number 2, the shot lands outside the boundaries of the sector or touches the sector line. Number 3, a player leaves the circle before the shot has landed, or the competitor fails to leave the circle from the back. Number 4, if a player goes outside the throwing circle or steps over the stop board.
Shot put fundamentals. Let's look at how the pros do it. Here is the gold medal throw from the 2018 Olympic Games. As you can see, an elite shot putter must have strength, power, coordination and balance. Firstly, you want to hold the shot at the base of the fingers, not in the palm of the hand. The thumb and little finger should be at each side of the shot. Next, you want to make sure the shot is touching the neck. The correct position for the shot is to be placed under your jaw. And remember, clean palm, dirty neck. And finally, remember to keep the elbow high. Here is Mr. Foster demonstrating some incorrect holding and elbow positions. This will increase his chance of committing a foul and restrict the amount of power he can generate. Remember, these steps are the most important as they provide the basis for all progressions and techniques moving forward. Progression 1, the front-on push. The first progression is to familiarise ourselves with the pushing action of the skill. From our starting position, simply extend the arm so that you push the shot out in front of you.
Progression 2, the side-on position. Now that we have learnt how to hold and put the shot front-on, we will now focus on performing the skill from a side-on position. As you can see, Mr. Foster places his feet to face the side of the throwing circle. To ensure a strong and balanced position, Mr. Foster's legs are a little bit further than shoulder width apart, giving him a strong base of support.
The putting action remains the same as the front-on position. However, now we will incorporate a twist of the torso to ensure the shot travels forward. Also, athletes should aim to release the put at a 45-degree angle to the ground. A 45-degree trajectory will ensure the shot travels the maximum distance without the vertical force of gravity and the horizontal force of air resistance impacting upon the throw.
Progression 3, bending of back knee. The legs generate power which allows us to put the shot greater distances. As you can see, Mr. Foster does this by bending his back leg. Through the motion of the skill, he pushes upwards and forwards through the back leg to generate force as he puts the shot. His weight will transfer from the back leg to the front leg in a stable position so he does not fall forward.
Progression 4, adding the twist. From the same position that we were in progression 3, Mr. Foster will now position his upper body over his back leg. As you can see, his head is now facing the back of the throwing circle with his eyes looking down and in front of him. In a simultaneous movement, Mr. Foster pushes up through his back leg and rotates his upper body before finally extending his arm and putting the shot. As we learned earlier, it is important to keep the elbow high at the beginning position so that you avoid throwing the shot.
Progression 5, the sliding technique. From the same position as progression 4, we are now looking to generate more power and momentum. To begin, put your heels at the stop board and take 2 steps beginning with your non-preferred leg towards the back of the throwing circle. From there, begin in the same starting position as previous progressions. The motion begins by pushing off the back foot and shuffling the front foot to the base of the stopping board. Before pushing off the back foot, twisting the upper body, and putting the shot. It is important to remain over the back leg until the front leg is planted so that you do not lose balance and power. Now that we have mastered the sliding technique, we will look at the turning technique, another technique that competitors use, most notably during the Olympics.
The spinning technique. The spin technique provides the greatest advantage to develop momentum and apply force. Let's look at Mr. Foster break down the action. To begin, the athlete goes into a slight squat at the rear of the throwing circle, slightly rotating over their dominant leg, which in Mr. Foster's case is his right leg. From there, the athlete shifts their weight to the opposite leg, while their dominant leg picks up off the ground and rotates around 270 degrees before making contact with the middle of the ring. The non-dominant leg then continues to swing around, rotating 180 degrees before making contact with the ground at the base of the throwing circle. Once the non-dominant foot has made contact with the ground, the athlete is ready to finish off the throw. This is exactly the same process as we learnt during our progression drills, with the athlete pushing off the back leg, twisting the upper body and pushing the shot forward. To practice the spinning technique, athletes can break down the skill. Firstly, practice rotating 270 degrees by pivoting off your non-dominant leg. Remember to get your dominant leg close to the centre of the ring. Pause for a few seconds. Then proceed to pivot off your dominant leg and practice placing your other foot at the base of the board. Finally, put the shot. Great job today, everyone. I reckon there'll be a few nervous record holders at the upcoming Athletics Carnival. Hopefully we get out there and have a really good day. Yep. Thanks for watching, and remember the key learnings from today. 1. Clean palm, dirty neck. 2. Elbow up. 3. Bend the back knee. 4. Rotate the body. 5. Push, don't throw the put. And 6. Release at a 45-degree angle. If you remember these points, not only will you put like an Olympian, you'll look like one too. Now get out there and get putting.